Okay, we could have actually renamed this bottom one here now. So let's go down here on the right button and rename this to area. So we got our program here. So we got our report card still here, our area still here. We can go into this other sheet. If you want more sheets, click on this button. It creates more. Right? You can keep going. We can press and delete. Right? A sheet. Whatever you wish is no problem. Okay, so let's look at this one here. Now I want to show you some things with numbers. Let's say you can actually create your own accounting program, and we're going to do that later on in an advanced course. But we're just going to show some basic stuff, like if we want to just keep track of the sales, right? So we're going to look at, let's say your company is called ABC, oops, sorry, it's going capital, ABC company. Okay, so we want, let's go above here, sales for ABC. So we can put that into the center. Into the center, okay. We can color, we can do all that coloring stuff, bold stuff, all those kind of stuff later on, no problem. So we want to create the sales. So basically you want to have, your first month is January. I'll write the whole thing out. So January, and then you have the okay, go back up here, the date in January. Why would I say the date? Right? Because we need to see, for example, 01. This one here we should put actually January on top. Okay, let's erase this. So January date, so day 1, the January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd. Oops, sorry, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Okay, so then center all these information, no problem. Now we want to look at the sales, right? Or total, TOT, total sales. Okay, so here our total sales for today, right, is basically we want to see I don't know, let's say the company sold $5,000. Next day they sold $6,000. Next day they went back to $5,000. Next day they sold this much. Oh, go back in one. Say next day they had. Okay, so you get the idea. So you can create more, the 6, 7, all the way down to 30. But we're not going to do it for demonstration purposes. This is good enough to show you an average. So you can write all your sales down here, right? Now, what we want to do, we want to have basically, like what we're going to do, we want to put some line here. Okay. Now we want to go in here. The line starts here. We just reduce this a little bit more. Let's just reduce this guy a little bit more. Okay. We just basically wanted a line just to separate our stuff. So we could go back some more. Okay, that's good. So we could copy this. Just put it across here. Because remember we have, this is basically the January. Then you have a next column called where is this, February, right? And the February date. Well, we don't really need the February date because we've got the date on the side. So this is February, and then this will have copy this information, total sales, and then we just put it over here, total sales, and then you put your sales for February, 6,000 or 600 or okay, we missed that one there. I'm just making up some numbers as we go along here. Okay, so you can do this is January, this is February, and you can go, change the color, like maybe make this one a lighter color, make this one, each one you make a different color so you can see February, and this one will be March. put in the total sales, and then you put this one green. So you can put each one separately, right? For the sales. Okay, so we have the sales on here. Well, actually, I guess since we did this, we've got to come up with some numbers. Put some numbers in there. Okay, so you can do the whole thing, but right now I'm just showing you what you can do. Now, what you would want to do for this is that these columns here, we want to sum it. We want to get our total sales. So we can use the sum formula, and then we start from here, put the colon, and we put it, and we hit enter. Okay, do the same thing here. We put the sum, for the first one, colon, second one, done. Next, whoops, up here, go to sum, first one, colon, last one. Okay, so this is giving us our sales, right? Isn't this kind of interesting? We've got our nice sales here. We did 27,000, 73,000, 120,000. Now, the thing is, it looks good. Will be nice if we make them all red, because red is for profit. Make it bold, and then we can put currency on it. Right? Let's put the U.S. English currency. Now that's easy to read. Wow, we've got a comma. I could see 5,000 right away. I can see 27,000. I can see the dollar sign. So use these functions here. Right? This helps with different accounting, currency. All right? You've got percentages. And then here we've got different country currency. Mainly we're using the top one, the US one. Right? So this is how you represent your data. Okay, so I mean, you can go back over here. You can bold these guys. You can make them red. You can make them black, whatever you want. You know, all these different things you can do. You can do the whole thing. You wouldn't want to do 1 to 5. Okay. You would actually want to do you know, 1 to 30, 30 or sorry, 1 to 31, because you know the highest month you're gonna have is 31 for the sales. So this is basically a sheet that's showing you that you can add up numbers, right, to keep track of your total sales. So we've done the whole what do you call it, January to December. Right now we're just gonna show your total sales. I'm just going to write here total sales. So total yearly. I gotta put this up here. Okay, if you go back here, total yearly sales. So we're going to go to total yearly sales. Now, how do we do this? We can do the sum. All right, from this one, colon. Well, I'm going to only go up to here, right? But you would go all the way to the end of December, and this is our total. We're going to make sure it's nice and pretty by putting the color and the bold. All right, so you see now we've actually did the sum of all the sales. So we don't have that. Now we know for the year we did 221,000. Actually, it's only for 3 months. We only did here, but you would have continued the cycle all the way to December, and this is how you will keep track of it. If you're going to create your daily sales, right, you would create another sheet of daily sales. On a daily sales, you can add each sale, each invoice in, and it could add up so give you the daily sales. This one, we presume we already added up all the sales. We got 5,000 for the first. On the 5th of January, we got 7,853. So you can actually create a sheet. You enter them in, and you can, this sheet that you create, you can type in the sales tax. If you owe GST or VAT tax or HST or whatever the taxes in your country is, you can actually accumulate to have the total tax you know you have to pay the government, and then the total sales that you did. So all of these things you can do in the calculation. You can even be so fancy in your sheet that you can say what sales came by cash, what sales come by credit card, and what card it is. It was a Visa or it was a MasterCard or Interac. So at the end of the day, it says you type in each invoice as you go along daily, during the day, or at the end of the day or the next day you get all the sales for the previous day, and you type them in and you can say, oh my god, we actually did 4,000 in cash, or we did 4,000 on Visa, or 4,000 Interact, or 4,000 on MasterCard, or whatever payment methods you have. Maybe some of your sales come in through PayPal, maybe some of your sales come in through whatever means. You could give it came in from gift cards or coupons. You can keep track of it all on your spreadsheet. This is how you would build your sheet. You can fancy it up. I just went some time just to show you what you can do. Anything that you could do on paper with a calculator, you can do on here, and this is far better because once it's designed, right,